hard to put music on canvas, and I don't know how you would do that, but I had started before with the treble clef, and then, you know, all of you have probably taken lessons, so you've all learned this, and I thought that would make an interesting canvas, but I guess it wasn't. So then I put the music up that I've composed, and I thought, well, I'd work that way. And music comes from within. I can't explain it. You maybe can, I can't, but it comes from within. And I started playing as a child, and we were 5 siblings, and we were all treated, we were the same. I happened to be the only one that really wanted to go to the piano, and so I didn't have to fight to sit at the piano. And people ask, when did you start playing? I don't know when, but evidently I was small enough because I couldn't reach the pedals on the floor, you know. And there were a lot of visitors in our home, and I don't know who they were because our parents were in the cultural of Norway, and so all these Norwegians would seem to be at our house, and they would speak in Norwegian, and they were talking about me. And then I heard my dad, who was right beside me, say in Norwegian, "Ja, hoe hekoting wonderlik og special." And I always remembered that, and I thought, I wondered what he meant. But he meant that we were all gifted in some way, and I just happened to have the gift of playing my own music. But that kind of got me in trouble. I remember when a cousin asked me, "What are you playing?" And I said, "I'm playing my own music." And she thought I was lying. And so from then on, well, we were told never to brag, never to lie or fib. So then I'd have to say, well, it's something I'm working on. And so, you know, because I was playing at places without music, people thought I had probably had lessons and memorized all this, but see, it was coming from up here. And during gas rationing, we had to quit taking lessons. We lived out in the country, and I remember that my mom would come in and she'd ask, "What are you playing?" And see, I was brought up to speak Norwegian first, before English, and she said, "Lily, jeg tror ikke at du spiller dette," which meant, "Lily, I don't think you're playing this." And some of you might remember the big Etude magazines full of music. Well, she said, "Lily," in Norwegian, "you have that upside down." And so I was pretending to play all this hard music. And so I learned early on to kind of fake it, but it was my own music. Now, there are a couple of things that I just have to show you. A little tiny necklace. And it was given to me when I was small. And this lady visited in our home, and you know, as a little kid, you go out in the dirt and play with dolls or something. I didn't know who she was. Later, I found out who she was. But when she gave this to me, it was because I had played the piano for her. And then many years later, then I found out that she had been the private secretary to Crown Princess Martha when they stayed in America those 5 years when they couldn't be in Norway because of the German invasion. And so my mom and Liz became real good friends and visited between Oslo and America. But I never knew until later how this necklace came about, and it came from her. And I never got to see her again. But you know, those are kind of fun things. And I don't know if I have anything else to say, except this is our son Jeffrey, who has done my scoring. When I couldn't score, because I don't have that kind of theory, and then he started scoring my music back in 1988 to 1995, and these are the most wonderful Christmas presents to receive, where he gives us as a Christmas present that he has scored my music. And it's kind of exciting. And I had classmates that wrote lyrics, and then I wrote the music. And so we had a lot of things that were performed in choirs and so on. So this is one. It sounds sad, "Dear Mom, I won't be home for Christmas," but it's actually a happy one because June's brothers did come home for Christmas. And if you want to read about it, it's really quite happy in the end. So anyway, this was published in 7 different newspapers when I was freelancing. So I got a lot of mileage out of some of these things. It was a lot of fun. So we're going to be leaving. Do you have any questions or anything? Oh, yes. I got to show you what I did. This is, well, Forest Fantasy is really my big one. It's 7 pages long. I composed it, well, in 1946, and then it was scored by Jeffrey in, I think, 2003 was the final one. But it had to do with the storms in Minnesota, lightning, thunder, you know, all the noisy things. And we were in a cellar, potato cellar, during the storms. And when the storms were over, then we'd come out. And so I wrote that song, and this is the original cover. And yesterday I decided I think I want a better cover. So I got this yesterday as maybe a new cover for that song. And it's again, it's a storm, you know, the Minnesota storms, and that's it. So
Very nice.
thank you.
Are you leaving, Lily?
Yes.
Right now, so maybe if you people do have, I will have to break the rule already. If someone has questions, number one, we're going to be doing, for our next gallery show, we're doing trees. So maybe we could have that as if you'd like to share it with us.
Okay.
It will be putting them up on Saturday at trees and exhibit on just all different types of trees.
Just one final thing on music. Now that I'm legally blind, I cannot play any of my own music, but I can visualize what the music looked like. It's mentally hard to explain it, but you can visualize, and like Silent Night starts on G, so I can see G, and not the key, but just the note, and that gives me a chance to know where I'm going. So any talents we have, we lose them for a while, and then something else takes over. So that's how
You're adjustable.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.